Iran's regime executed political prisoner Reza Rasaei on the morning of August 6, 2024, in Dizelabad Prison in Kermanshah. Rasai was arrested during the 2022 anti-regime uprising. The regime's security forces tortured him in Kermanshah's Dizelabad Prison and forced to make incriminating confessions about killing a member of the Revolutionary Guards in November 2022. His death sentence was confirmed by the Supreme Court in December 2023. In May 2024, Amnesty International issued an open letter to Gholamhossein Mohseni-Ejei, the head of the judiciary of the Iranian regime, calling for the revocation of the verdict. In recent weeks, authorities at Dizelabad Prison cut off his access to phone calls and in-person visits with his family. According to reports, the regime prevented his family from having a final meeting with him before his execution. Rasai was 34 years old at the time of his execution. He was the 9th person to be executed in relation to the 2022 uprising. All other executed protesters were subjected to similarly flawed judicial processes, extreme torture, and conditions that forced them to make incriminating confessions. The verdicts were carried out despite global outcries by human rights organizations to revoke them. In September 2022, nationwide protests erupted in Iran after security forces murdered a young woman for violating the regime's misogynistic hijab rules. Protesters expressed decades of pent-up anger during the protests and called for the overthrow of the mullah's regime. During the uprising, regime security forces killed more than 750 civilians and arrested tens of thousands. Dozens were sentenced to death. Prisoners were brutally tortured and mistreated, and several prisoners committed suicide after their release due to the stress caused by the torture and reports that regime authorities injected them with drugs that caused severe depression.
Follow the People's Mujahideen Organization of Iran on YouTube, Facebook, X, and our website.